Hello Factorio people, welcome back to Factorio Overexplained. Some ungodly episode number 19, I think, possibly. I did some ugly hacks just to get some stuff that we need, and obviously just because we can, like cliff explosives. Let's take some cliff explosives and we can get the robots to destroy any cliffs that they may or may not come across. And also electric furnaces, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. Electric furnaces, because we're going to be setting up the smelting for the bus, the main bus. This base is over. It's not, of course, it's not actually over, but it's you know, it's just going to be ticking over, doing little things. I'm going to make sure I have more than 100 electric poles because I'm going to be doing a lot of mining builds currently, so give me all of these. Same with 100 at a time. Yeah, we'll go for 100 at a time. If it's not enough, then so be it. And I've got a junk chest down here. I'm going to put all of these steam engines in, and these burner inserters can go away. These wooden power poles can get lost. I've got a whole bunch of other... these... Actually, no, these assembly machine ones I can use as ingredients here. And if I just control-click any blank space in my inventory, it will push everything that can go from my inventory into these ingredient slots, which is quite handy for just clearing out your inventory of stuff. I had to move some stone bricks down here to get this done, and a smarter man than me would have put stone bricks on the bus probably rather than just holding them here, but we've got so many. Although this is basically run out. And I didn't find another good stone patch. Rather I did, but I covered it in rail. So that's funny. This rail will go soon as, really. I mean, this is still a decent amount of oil here. I could probably just get rid of the rail and ship it down with pipes. Like, it could probably go here. I don't know why I'm moving my mouse when I have the telestration aspect. Let me just grab my car and a few more roboports and move everything. Where is my car? It's that way. That's annoying. Grab my car and a few more roboports and fill up on stone bricks, and we should be good to go here, folks. Actually, no, not good to go. I'm going to need lots of belts, lots of undergrounds, lots of splitters. Just give me the whole shebang, really. Why isn't splitters working? Oh no, I told it to... I gave it a ridiculous condition, didn't I? If anything is greater than, less than 100, enable if... I don't know what happened there. I don't understand anything about this game. That is basically the takeaway here. I won't need that many splitters, truth be told. Right. Car. Bricks. Roboports. Why didn't I do this first? Good question. I wanted to tell you about the little hack that I made. Stone bricks in the boots. There's also lots of stone here for some reason. And some landfill. That'll be enough stone brick. Let's drive down here. Whoa, don't hit the pipes. I hit the pipes. Turn my roboport on so that it actually fixes the pipe. Thank you very much. I suppose I could take some accumulators and solar panels, but we'll leave that for now. Because I don't really want to talk about ratios of solar panels to... Please, stop crashing into things. My goodness. Right, let's go. Let's drive. Let's drive. Because of the wonders of blueprints, which we sorted out last time, the smelting column aspect of it... not the smelting column, sorry. The mining column aspect of it should be fairly sorted. It's just going to be a case of explaining balancing the outputs to the smelting themselves. So let's first put the bricks down. How do I do that properly? You can't hold like lots of items on your cursor, which you can do in a little game called Dyson Sphere Program, which we don't talk about here. So robots go in there. That should cause some robots to realise that there are now things that it can do, slowly but surely. That's got to be more than one robot, right? Pylons can go in there. Lights can go in there. And I've got loads of these. Just make sure I keep 20 on my person. So that's why I put my robots on my hotbar down here, so I can see 20. There you go. Whoa! There were loads of robots doing that. They didn't have quite, because they travelled all the way from over there, they didn't have quite enough juice to make it. So they'll be busy doing that. Which is the beauty of the robots. You just tell them to do something, and then you can go and do something else. You know what I didn't do is I didn't put the radar in the blueprint. And apparently I had some bricks on me, but that's fine, because actually this is going to go away. Because it's in the way of my iron mining. Alright, let's talk about big lad mining setups, shall we? I need to be sexist about it, but big lad. You could say big lass, I suppose. Big lass mining setups. This is the mining column that we put in the blueprint book from before. It works very well. It can tile. If I turn my roboport off here, some of my robots might come and try and put lights down actually, but that's fine. We can control Z it. It tiles. It doesn't matter where you start, as long as you just move your cursor up a bit until everything goes blue like that. It tiles 3 miners at a time. Control Z. Don't do anything, please. Sometimes you have to think about the output direction, which probably wants to be this, because we're going to send it that way, because that's where the press tab there to open the map, because that's what it is in Riftbreaker. We'll probably actually send it across this way in the grid square, and then come down here, and the smelting will be like this. If we sent it up, we would have to navigate the rails, which we could do, to be fair. It'd just be a bit of a waste of space when we've got this. It depends on what these builds are going to be. So it's going to definitely be iron, and definitely be copper, and then we'll have a space for probably green circuits, and then... No, this will be steel. This will be green circuits. And then we'll have probably, after that, the builds won't be big enough to warrant a whole grid square. We can split stuff in two, so like plastic, or rather oil processing. Actually, all of this will probably have to be oil processing. Probably. So whether I send this down on a pipe or a train remains to be seen. Probably will just pipe it, to be fair. Anyway. So the output is obviously a consideration. The other consideration is which way you do this. I mean, this is kind of square, luckily. Sometimes you get ones like this that are not as wide as they are tall, and you have to consider whether this, if you did it this way, you have to make some consideration as to whether, if your belts are coming this way, whether these miners are ever doing anything. Actually, it would be these miners. If these miners are ever doing anything, because your belts might be full at this point. Because as things move this way, then obviously the belt empties from this side. So then these miners would be working more frequently. So whether these miners are ever actually getting anything done beyond the first 20 seconds that you put stuff down, it's hardly an issue, to be honest with you. It becomes an issue when you get very, very high levels of mining productivity, and your miners are spitting out quite a lot at once, in which case you then could move to a middle out scenario. This was not the best colour to pick for this, was it? Let's go with the red. You go to a middle out scenario, because this many miners will be enough to fill a belt on both sides. We're a ways away from that yet. So really, I'm just going to plonk these down, and I'm going to plonk them down... the path is going to be in the way here to some extent. In which case, I will go... I'm really labouring this decision much more than is necessary, because it is a square, basically, isn't it? Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, about 4 that way. Nothing's happening because I've turned my roboports off, but I'm in a roboport network, so other robots might come from the other way. And then I start from the middle, I'm holding the left mouse button down, and the game knows that I am continuing to go this way. This one on the end here, I'm going to Control Z it, and I'll fix that myself. And then obviously, as you can see here, some stuff on the top has not quite been captured by my blueprint, so it's 3 tall. Why has 3 not worked? Oh, because I've put that in the wrong place. That way. There we go. So everything's blue, so now we know that's correct, so we can just keep going here. Nice. Okay, roboport on. Fly, fly, my pretties. Right. So there'll be some manual tidying up here, if you're worried about stuff like that. I realise now that this blueprint is a bit crap because the very top doesn't have the corresponding tunnel out, so like all of this is actually going nowhere. But equally, these power poles don't. Oh no, this power pole does hit those. Oh no! It's awkward, folks. What can I say? It's awkward. I'll have to fix that blueprint. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to control copy this tunnel here and press R twice to rotate it. No, 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 no. I should press F. No, I should press G to glip it. No, because now now the belts are the wrong way around. Alright, I'll just have to fix it by hand. It's ugly. It's ugly. I ballsed it up, folks. And I don't have enough. I should have enough. I should have enough. It's fine. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's always 7. If you know anything about Factorio, it always ends up being flipping 7 belts. And this is using a lot of my personal battery power, but it's fine. They'll get it done. They'll get it done. What we can focus on really is just tidying up the other side. This doesn't need to be done. This does. This does. This all is fine. This is actually all fine. There's a tiny little bit here that I'll just fix by hand, like this. Try and put the power pole in roughly the right place to capture everything. I mean, I kind of just want to put it like there, which is a bit ugly, but it's fine. Like this, and then I'm just going to do a splitter like that. It's not worth doing a whole column just for this. Come on, robots, what's your problem? Hurry up. Okay. So now, we need to get this over to this first one where I'm going to be doing the smelting. Now, having just done this, I feel like maybe I should start here. And I'll use these for solar power and maybe even nuclear power moving forwards. But because it's kind of a lot of belts to go here. The consideration I've got is that if I start here, I'm going to need all this landfill a lot earlier, whereas if I start here, I can get a lot done before I need the landfill. Like, I'm going to get another 1, 2, 1 and a bit grid squares in. I'm definitely going to have enough landfill to do 2 grid squares along. I'm going to bring it all the way across. It's fine. So we need to balance this so that the 4 belts, because we're going to have 4 belts coming out the other side. 4 belts of iron ore is making its way towards the smelting. And for that, thankfully, we have the lane balancer book. Not that one. The balancer book, which has combinations of everything to everything, made by people much smarter than me. I mean, obviously you could just fudge it, right? You could just balance, you could just set up for... I mean, it's fine doing it like that. I mean, it really is, but you want this. The problem with this is that everything's blue belts, because obviously I upgraded everything to be blue belts. So what we will do is we will quickly make an upgrade planner here that will take blue everything and change it to yellow, and then apply that to this book. Upgrade items and entities in all blueprints in this book. And we're going to do this. So then suddenly now, and it even changes the icons, which is just so nice. So now everything is at least yellow belts, so we won't have to worry about that. And it's 7 belts in and 4 belts out, which is this one. And it's going this way. It's going this way. Should I have pointed it down and gone this way? No, because that will go right in the middle of these squares. It's going to go this way. We'll sort the main problems in a minute. Right. Don't worry yourselves about exactly how every single balancer works. Just download the balancer book, or download a specific balancer that you want. You can study it if you want. There's no harm in that. But they all basically function the same. They take the number of inputs and they balance it so that if you had 7 full belts coming in, they would be balanced equally into 4 lanes out. So each belt would be, in this exact scenario, the same amount of iron ore would come out of all 7 belts to go into 4 belts. Each belt would be 4/7. Each belt would be used 4/7 equally. So 4/7 would come out of this, this, and this to make 4. Would that be 7/4? No, it'd be 4/7. Probably, I don't know. I don't know anything about maths. You're asking the wrong guy. I also don't know anything about rotating belts, clearly. Okay. Is everything done? Is everything done at the bottom here? Not quite. But you know what? It's time to hook it up anyway. I've run out of pylons. I'll get a robot to bring a pylon in for us. Just bung it there. And I'll use this space for a radar. Why aren't radars on my hotbar? I got rid of grenades from the hotbar. There we go, radar. Plop it down. There, the robot is going all the way over there to pick up the things. Why weren't these done? Have I really run out of roboports again? No. So what's going on? Why aren't you doing your job? Why aren't these being built? I've not run out of power, have I? No. Okay. So... the problem is what exactly? This should have been built. I couldn't tell you why. It's not. We'll go down there and sort that out. Obviously once you have faster robots and more robot capacity, these jobs are a lot quicker. But this is still obviously 10,000 times better than placing everything down by hand. I did have just about enough miners. Oh no, I am 7 miners short of a picnic. How unfortunate. That's fine, we'll go and sort that. As soon as this robot comes in with this pylon, it will all start kicking off. And then we can control copy this and just start bringing it all down. Whoops. These are in the Roboport network just about, so I could add a whole bunch of belts. In fact, I probably should be doing this by hand. It's probably going to be quicker than asking the robots to do it, looking at it. I'm not going to use tunnels, I'm just going to move it down ever so slightly. Really? Was that really the wrong place? There we go, that's fine. Seeing as this is very nice and neat there. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, cover the one patch of stone that I've found since the starter base. Good stuff. It's only going this far, which is why I haven't used a train. It is only going to here. In fact, this is far enough. Come on. You can pick the robots up. It's quicker than having them charge before going into your inventory. They will charge in your inventory as well. Alright, that's all worked. I'd love to know why this hasn't worked. What has gone wrong here? It would be something to do with it being in the fog of war, I think. Maybe robots don't go into the fog of war. They must do. That's wrong. Oh, no. What has happened here is that it has built it, but because it's the grey fog of war. So black is obviously you've never seen it. You don't know what's going on there at all. Whoops, sorry. This fog of war. Hello? This fog of war shows you a picture of it when you last saw it. And robots don't count for that. So it has in fact all been done. It's just I've never been over there since it has been done. Cool. Right. Oh, these trees, they need to go. Robots, please. Whoa, don't do that. Let's make a deconstruction planner and tell it to do just trees and rocks. And drag it over the entire Roboport. The entire grid section. Wow, that is a lot of stone. And a lot of trees. And a lot of coal. But it's fine. They all go red on the radar, and all of the robots in the network suddenly start kicking to life, and plus any robots on me who were in range of anything when that started. Off you go. Do it. Live the dream, robots. Live the robot-y dream. Now that this is down, I'm also going to put this grid section back, and obviously hold shift. And it will put down everything that it possibly can. So all the bricks and stuff will at least be there when we are when this is finished with. Okay. Let's do the laborious belt a bit. Maybe I should have put all my belts in a logistics chest and got the robots to do this while I... This is definitely quicker. This is one of the few things that remains quicker. See, there we go. Done it already. Right, let's go back and get... Oh no, I've got some electric furnaces on me, in fact, so I can plop the blueprint down, and then we'll go back and... Although I will drive the car over this far, just so I don't have to walk back the first time. These little things here are when a robot destroys a rock, it can't carry all of the coal in the rock back at once, so the coal goes on the floor, but it has a deconstruction planner for it straight away. Anything with a deconstruction planner that is a floor item will just be picked up as if you were holding F. The same way you can pick things up off the belt, which is quite nice. Driving away, walking away from my robots that need charging. As you can see down here in my inventory that I have none on me, so all of these robots coming back like, wait, father, please, father. And I will be polite and let them... No, bored now. They'll be fine. You can see on the map that they're... Tab does not open the map in this game. You can see on the map that they're green, they're mine, so I'll never lose them. They'll never crash, they'll never run out of electricity and just crash into the ground. And now I can drive around with impunity because I know that there are no trees except for all of those trees, which they haven't bothered to do yet. Flipping can't get the staff, can you? I've driven all the way back here despite telling you that I didn't need to, because I was, whoa lad, because I was, had enough stuff on me anyway, but whatever. 160, alright. All the steel has gone. Where has all the steel gone? Just not making enough of it. That's fine. That's fine. Iron's not a bottleneck, steel is a bottleneck now, but I'm okay with that. If it's all going into furnaces, then that's fine. That is what I want. I don't have any science left. Every science we have... Oh, yes, we do. We've got these stupid military ones, which will do absolutely nothing for us, which is why I've left them. I went all the way back and I didn't pick up more belts or anything. This is why I didn't want to do a Let's Play. I wanted to make an over-explained, because I at least thought that I would be able to make things quickly, but that's clearly not the case. Right, electric furnaces. These are this. They're much, much bigger than a stone furnace. Did I ever use a stone furnace? I never ever put one down. I went straight... Not stone furnaces, sorry. Steel furnace. I went straight from stone to electric. Now, the only difference between an electric furnace and a steel furnace is that they don't need the coal. They run purely off of the electrical grid. The crafting speed is 2, which means we can double all of these operations here. So 1 iron ore in 3.2 seconds will actually only take 1.6 seconds, because the crafting speed is 2. It's going to be the same design as this, but obviously slightly wider. But now that we have these power poles also, we won't need the gap in between. So I'm going to use blue, obviously, because why wouldn't I at this point? Iron ore from the outside. We don't need to faff around with making the coal go on either side either. We can just do pure iron ore in, iron plates out, and power poles there. And then it doesn't matter which side you do it on, really, there or there. Either way, this power pole in the middle is necessary. This design changes slightly, and if you want to use substations. I haven't built many substations yet, because you can use substations. If I add a substation to my hotbar, actually, to show you. They cover quite a lot of ground here. You can put substations like in the middle and then use undergrounds. And I maybe should have been doing that, but it uses steel, a lot of steel. So I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm just going to do the power poles. And I don't think there's any way there's any overlap between power poles if you do this. I'm pretty sure. Whoops, if you have 2 smelting columns in a row. Ah, there is. There is. That gets you that. With everything powered. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to add an extra row of power poles on your very end smelting column. But that's okay. We can deal with that. Right, get rid of this one. This one is superfluous. Now that I'm doing these kind of instructions, whenever it's more than 20 operations, the robots from the construction network are going to take things back over to here, so we just have to be wary of that, especially when it's things that we want. That finished. So then what's the math on this then? It's going to use, for yellow belts, it's going to use 1 iron ore every, what did we say? 1.6 seconds. 1 iron ore in 1.6 seconds. And for yellow belts, we can only take 15 a second. So it's going to use 1.6 and we want it to use 15. So if I get the old calculator out here, 9. That can't be right. That can't be right at all. Something's gone wrong here. How does this math work? 15 a second. And this uses 1 in... Oh no, it's 1 in 1.6 seconds. That's where I've gone wrong. It's used 1 in 1.6 seconds. So 1 divided by 1.6 is actually 0.625 a second. The output is, yeah. So then 15 divided by 0.625 is 24, of course. Other way around, but still. 24. So how many of these can we get between power poles? If the power poles extend to their maximum range, these don't necessarily have to be here. If we do it like this, then the power pole goes... The furthest the power pole can reach is there, which is kind of a bit awkward, because, I mean, that works, but then this also isn't in the middle. But if this goes there like that, then that is the whole thing covered in electricity. But it doesn't work on this side. How annoying. Maybe I should have just been using substations the whole time. Or I'll just copy and paste. I mean, this is too many power poles. This is strictly too many power poles. Like if this went here and then... Oh no, that is exactly what I did. Let's just do this, alright? Keep it simple. At the top of each pair of inserters... Oh my god, I ran out of lights. Thankfully lights are on the... in the logistics network. Right, now we're definitely out of research. That's fine. Okay, so 24. So this is 8... First glance. 16, 24. Just tidy the belts up a bit. And this will use a whole belt of iron or an output a whole belt of iron plates. And we've got 4 belts of iron ore coming in now, so we can just Control X this to cut it. The robots will deconstruct what we've done. If I Control V, and I'll put it in the blueprint book for everyone's delectation. Smelting. With yellow belts. Thank you, save. We want this to go 4 wide, don't we? So, can we get 4 wide in between the robo ports? I've turned my robo ports off, but it will still start to build, because there are enough in the robo port network. No, it won't. So let's put it down a bit further so that we can go across a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and now we'll Control X the whole thing and just put it somewhere sensible. That's fine. Alright, turn our roboports on, off you go. Do a little bit of tidy up here. These last ones are actually irrelevant because the iron ore doesn't ever need to go further than this. We need another row of power poles at the end because we can see here that the blue is not covering these last set of lights and power poles. And then we need to take the outputs and balance the outputs, just in case the worst happens. But let's just find the middle of this. I should have aligned this to the middle of the grid section, really, to be honest with you. But once we get to red belts and blue belts, this will all change anyway, because red belts are twice as fast, so we can make this twice as tall. And then we'll just move the roboports. I just didn't want to move the roboports straight away. Where is the middle of this? 14, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I miscounted. 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, no, if it's 14, those two are the middle. There we go. Is that right? $12, and then 12 on the other side is exactly right. Yeah, okay, right. So then the middle two need to go. I mean, they don't need to, of course. Like, none of this needs to happen. It's just, of course, good practice to make everything nice and neat, because it will solve a lot of problems for you in the future. He says, whilst also this whole thing is not actually in the middle at all, but at least the outputs are in the middle. At least the outputs are in the middle. Undergrounds, so that we don't have to walk all over the belts or anything like that. And then this is going to be the start of the bus. Let's also quickly talk about the bus. Take my trees deconstruction planner here just to make things a bit easier. Your bus, it's me, your bus. The bus is sets of 4. And the reason you do sets of 4 with 2 in between is so that when you're using yellow belts, which is also why you don't start at the top there. Maybe my lights are in the wrong place. The reason you do sets of 4 with 2 spaces in between is so that you've got enough space for even yellow belts to reach with undergrounds. Yeah, you don't start from the top, do you? You also leave 2 spaces at the top, so you do something is not right about this. These lights are in the wrong place. These lights should be here. They should be on the diagonals like that, so that when you build like this, there's also 2 spaces here. These are fine. You can see they're on the very edge. But these ones are in the wrong place. They need to be on the very corners and not like that. I mean, they don't need to be once you've started the bus, as long as you then know that it's like that. It's just going to look a bit awkward. It's not going to look balanced. So then 2 squares down from that, and then 2 squares down from that, and then you've got your bus. So you've got enough here for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 is 16, times 3 is 48. 48 lanes of various things going across. And you'll have iron in 4, possibly even 8. Copper is going to come up this way and join the bus at the top. Steel is going to come here and join the bus here. So it's just a very, very large, expanded, neater version of what we started over here, with lots of space. And then obviously the beauty of this is that some of these can be liquids. My robots aren't doing this because they're out of batteries. Quickly do this myself. There's nothing stopping you from having some of these things on the belt just be fluids, like this, you know? Because obviously these are going to never clash. You can move fluids up and down the belt like that. It's great. It is the way to go. And then in theory, these roboports shouldn't be a huge issue. They are, of course, in the way of the bus. You're never going to solve that entirely, because they are 4x4. You can see here the red squares telling you where they overlap. They are 4x4, so you're never going to have space for 4 unless you put your roboports in line with the pylons. But when you put the roboports in line with the pylons, they don't cover the very tops. You can see here that it only goes this far. Whoa, I've pressed W for whiteboard. So you would have some problems covering this part of the grid. But you take it as it comes, and this is the best way, really. Alright, so iron starts here. I obviously don't need to do it like this, I'm just making sure. There we go, starts there, like that. Get rid of all this, tidy this up somewhat. My god, missing loads of stuff. Missing loads of inserters and lights and power poles. I'm still missing those miners. It's fine. It's fine. Put those in there. Totally out of lights. Put all the inserters in there as well. Get the robots actually pulling their weight, eh? That's totally not fair. Why did I do that, knowing full well that I had to move all of this down here with belts? It's okay. I'll just plan it. I know you want to see it kick off, but the first one is here, and that's annoying that I haven't quite left 4. If I'd have moved this over one tile, I can move it over one tile by having them all go in on the right-hand side of the splitter and not the left-hand side of the splitter. He's a genius. All part of the plan. Whoops. That one goes in there like that, and the next one is going to come in like this, and then the last one will come in like this. Back to the base! Is there anything I can take with me on the way back? Why are you saying that you need... I should have put also these in there. There we go. Off you go, robots. I've got loads of bricks on me as well. How are we doing for power poles? Still need some power poles. It's alright, put some of those in there as well. The reason they're not doing it is because my roboports are just totally out of battery. I've worked them too hard. They're on strike. A general strike. Now that we have a whole bunch of iron as well, I'll probably just put an iron, a belt builder on that side and just have them output belts into a yellow chest so that we can get things done. I'm also going to up this to 2000 because don't worry about overproducing yellow belts, because you need yellow belts in the recipe for red belts. So for every yellow belt you put down, you will need that yellow belt to upgrade it to a red belt anyway. So just, you know, you can never overproduce yellow belts, really, if we're being honest. Let's take some undergrounds, take some blues. What else did I run out of? Pylons, medium power poles, lights. I needed some more of these, didn't I? Did I put radars in them all? Nope. What a doofus. How are radars not in this? That's embarrassing. How do you make radars? Iron plates, iron gear wheels, and electronic circuits. No radars. What's the radar stack size? 50? That's a bit much. There you go, 1 stack of radars. We'll just take what you've got. I've only got 18 robots on me. There's 2 robots desperately chasing me around the map as I What else did I come back here for? Belts, lights, blue inserters, a splitter? One splitter? I'll take a stack of splitters, sure. Everything else is fine though, right? We can see over here what's flashing and what's not. It's belts. It's belts, really, isn't it? It is belts. We know that for a fact because it's in the logistics network, the construction network telling us what we're missing. Just double checking that there's not anything going on. Right, let's get this bad boy hooked up, shall we? How's steel doing? Are you full up? 141 of these in there. How many were in this build? So we can do a control copy just to select this and see. 96. So I'm overproducing furnaces to some extent. Because there's only 4 columns of 24 for 96, and I'm telling this to build 200, so I'll need another 96 to do the equivalent of copper on the other side. And then once we've done that, the steel will even out a bit and we'll be okay. Just crash right into the tree. The robots are clever enough to not get out of a moving car. You have to be once you slow down, the robots are like, right, I can do this now. Rather than all the robots suddenly leaving the car to try and fix it and then realise, oh no! Same with general building, in fact. The car doesn't have its own armour slots, so you can never have your car be immune to belts. There are mods that give vehicles modular armour slots. I've never personally found the use for it, and that's because I don't play with combat on most of the time. So, oh no, I didn't put this side on the right, on the left, as in the direction of travel. Oh god, and there's a bunch in here as well. Yeah, I'm hugely overproducing these. 200. I limited that thing to 200, and it just was not relevant. Let's put the cliff explosives in there in case there are any. It should have come up down there if it was needing cliff explosives. So, and let's finish this off, and we'll call that a video. What is this? What have I over-explained here? What's the title of this one? I can't call it Big Lad Mining, can I? Big Lad Mining over-explained. No, I won't call it that. If that's just a secret between you and me, the secret name of this episode is Big Lad Mining. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't balance the output. It's not hugely relevant to balance the output. I'm going to just put some belts in here because my robots are doing too much work and they're running out of batteries. So I'm just going to put a small stack of belts in here. Same with inserters, same with power poles, and pylons, just in case there is anything. No, it's not going to all start at the same time because all these belts aren't right. And we'll watch the power supply just get totally destroyed, shall we? The mining drills are all kicking off again. Electric furnaces are kicking into gear. This is 7.8 million iron. This is going to last us a long time. This is going to last us a very long time. So I want to make sure it's done properly. And of course it's not done properly, but it's a total flipping mess. But, you know. He's already out. They had so few things to do. They have in fact already run out. It's interesting that you can I put the blueprint down for that before, while it still had iron, and then I could build it on no resources because when I put the blueprint for it down, when I put the plan for it down, it was fine. This is only a belt balancer. This won't balance the lanes. If by some weird magic there are too many pieces of iron ore on one side of the lane, that will have a knock-on effect here. Lane balancers, like a 4 to 7 lane balancer, is going to be a lot bigger than this. Oh, and a small piece of minutiae here. this splitter doesn't output on this side, and the way that's done is having an output priority for a blank deconstruction planner on the right. So anything that's not a blank deconstruction planner will be output on the left. So if by some absolute weird coincidence a deconstruction planner finds its way onto this belt, this is just, you know, the best way visually to show you that this splitter is not actually going onto this half of this underground, which as of course it would. In fact, only even the top half, the top lane of this belt would output onto this lane of this underground. But of course it won't, because the iron ore is all going this way into here. Half of it's then going there, half of it's then going nowhere. These are very complicated, as you can see. They are extremely complicated to follow, and so I don't. I just use the blueprint book and I just assume that they're working, and I've never had any problems with them. So there we go. What I'll do in between episodes next time is do exactly the same with this copper on this side. I will bring it this way and I will... Oh, I've pressed W again, sorry. And I will copy this blueprint. In fact, I can just do that now while we're here, to be honest with you, because everything's fine. I can just copy all of everything in between and glip it, flip it horizontally, plop it down, and then at least, you know, I know where that's going, and I will bring the copper from here, 10 million, this way. This will be a bit neater because there's no trains or anything in the way currently. I probably will need this coal. Coal will need to be on the bus for various things, but of course the coal can just go up here. The copper will be here. Well, I mean, it's going to be literally, it's going to be here next to the iron. 4 lanes of iron, 4 lanes of copper, and you know, we're going, we're rolling, we're cooking with gas, as they say, as the phrase goes. What is still not working here? Lights, of course. I didn't put the lights in the logistics chest, did I? My robots can deal with it. Power is out. Look at that. We're not producing enough power for all these electric furnaces. That is, of course, the downside of doing it like this, is you need to have the power. These use a lot of power in exchange for not using any coal. I've got lots of solar power and accumulators that I can use. Even 2 lanes of... oh my god, we're out of coal on this as well. That's not helping. Yeah, that's a serious problem. I'll have to fix that. I pushed it too hard, too fast. Right, this video may have gone a bit long, actually. I don't really know. Didn't set a timer again, because I'm the best YouTuber ever. Yeah, too many electric furnaces. This will solve itself once the electric furnaces get full. They have the same internal storage as the other ones, so once there's 100 iron plates in each, they will just stop, as you can see most of them already have. So once that gets fixed, the power will sort itself out. Yeah, you see. And that will give me some time to sort things out. Presumably, whether I put a whole bunch of solar panels down or not, I don't know. I might save that for the next episode, in fact, so I can talk to you about solar power ratios and various things like that. Other than that, then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know with a like or a comment. And I keep forgetting to say, if you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will endeavour to answer them in the video with a visual demonstration. Anything we've covered up to this point. If it's something that we was like, oh, how does nuclear power work, then, you know, just hold your horses, we'll get to that. Train signals, etc. We'll get to all of that stuff. If it's been the topic of a video in the past, feel free to ask me a question. I will answer it. And if you want to see more Factorio Overexplained, feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.